Hey, what's up, everyone? My name's Lionel, and I'm your host of L2 Productions, and you are watching I Watch You Watch. We are covering Chasing Dallas. This is Season 6, Episode 11. I do appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Please like this video in support of me, and also subscribe. You can leave your comments below. Now let's get into this episode. First things first, I first apologize. I had this video up yesterday, found out, thank God for someone letting me know that the volume was gone. And I didn't know that happened. So I had to reshoot this video this morning to give you my thoughts, and maybe after processing a lot of things, I could probably give you a better view of what I was thinking and feeling on what I was trying to convey in my last video. Before I start the review, I have one question. Is the Chasing reality franchise inclusively for black people or for people of color? Because I think that some people have it in their minds that it's just for black people. I'm looking at the fans, but I'm seeing something contrary. Because why in the world would, is it Dario? Why would he hire and cast other people other than black people? The basis and the foundation of the show is chasing your dreams and obtaining it. Yes, the show has become political because of the racial stuff that is erupting. I still enjoy the show. I just think that if some people had owned their stuff, apologized and moved on, but it wasn't. And now it's becoming this whole black against the Mexicans. Someone's being blamed for it, but it's really somebody else that's doing all the work. And I don't like it. I don't like the feedback that I'm seeing even from the fans when they post and all that stuff, because of course I'll say that it looks like the fan base is a lot more of black people, but it does, the way y'all are talking and the way y'all say stuff and the way y'all want to get behind certain folks and what they do is quite crazy to me. But anyways, let's get into this episode. That'll be my one of many TED Talks this episode. Mother and Jayla, they meet at Starbucks. Mother lets us know that she has she's been let go from her job. We knew that when she talked with Ted Lee. However, now catching up with Jayla, that's what's up. So the skirt line is done until further notice. Then they get on the talk of Jet Jeff. And of course, Jet Jeff always comes up out of Mother's mouth. Jet Jeff is a target to Mother. It's evident. So, of course, Mother is blaming Jet Jeff for the divide within the group. Mother's also talking about stuff that's going on between him and Donnie Moon, which I thought we moved past. Talking about, oh, they need to just battle out with rap. In the next scene, I said, oh, okay, so people are talking behind the scenes and creating scenes. I get it now. So, yeah. And she said that she knew that Jet really wanted something with her during the whole Valentine's thing. It's just everything is turning back on Jet. But nobody can give me a noun, verb, pronoun, adjective as to what Jet is doing behind the scenes. And right now, that's becoming redundant. We're at the end of the season, thank God, because we don't need this dragging on. I guess we're going to see the receipts during the reunion. And I also know that people do talk to Mother, whether it's true or not. Anyways, that was it for that scene, basically. It's Jet Jeff. Rachel is with her daughter and just catching up. Of course, she's been going through a lot and grieving a lot of people that she's lost and all that good stuff. She said that she quit her job. She said it was a hostile work environment. What does that mean? You were just saying, what, in 2 episodes ago, Rachel, that you wanted to keep your job because you didn't really want to go back to what you were doing before, and that was prostitution. So I'm a little bit lost. However, I know you have to be going through a hard time with what's going on with you mentally and all that, and emotionally. You talk about your lip gloss line, and I'm lost. You're trying to make us guess and make us think that we know what you're talking about when you're talking about the different glosses that you have, and I'm just lost by that. No. Yeah, so we are your potential consumers. You're supposed to know. You can't even describe the type of stuff that you're supposed to be selling us. And from that, it doesn't seem like you're ready. However, you did say that you'll have some type of table booth, and it'll be your soft launch during Juneteenth. I don't follow you, so I'm going to see what you have. But it does seem like you're not still ready. And your scenes are becoming redundant too, because we were talking about what you wanted to do with your lip line back in, episode 2 and 3, and nothing has progressed thus far. You said there was Juneteenth, something was coming up, and hopefully something did manifest. What was the next scene? Donnie and Jayla, they meet. I think this is the first time that they're meeting on a one-on-one. Donnie felt like possibly Jayla wasn't around him because of an influence of others. And Jayla said, no, I'm not that type of person. I'm going to get to know you. It would have to be something really drastic, like you murdering somebody, that would be it. So they talk, and then all of a sudden the talk comes up about Jet Jeff. And we're going to get into other things about Donnie. But, I'll go there first. Donnie, this is the first, I want to say what you revealed in this episode would have been good around episode 2 or 3, but we're getting it in episode 11 because you first came to us with the drama and beefs. So Donnie opens up about his mom. I believe his mom is white, and her family kicked her out when she got pregnant with his older brother, which I didn't know you had another older brother. That's something that would be nice, even if he's not going to be on the show, that we should know. Basically, the family kicked her out because pregnant, but also pregnant by a black dude. Also talked about her substance abuse problem, with her being a drug addict. His mom changed, basically. The mom, who was the doting mom, once she got on whatever substance she was on, she changed. So I thought that was cool to know. That's what we want to know. Not just the beef and everybody's always mad at you. Everybody's your op. It can't be that way. And that's not what I want to see or what I'm entertained by. I am entertained by you, Donnie, but at the same time, I'm not. Can we show something else, basically? So they get on Jet Jeff. Somehow Jet Jeff and him are going at it again, according to him, but not saying what. He offered to do a rap battle, and then it clicked on me. Him and Mother been talking. It seems like whatever went over well with this whole Zesty thing, with the boxing thing, he thought he could recreate that with Jet. Jet already told you, I don't want to be friends with you. I don't want nothing to do with you. We can be cordial, and that's just it. But now we're doing this whole rap battle, and he says that his song is what started the diss songs back in the day. I'm a Move in Silence. He says that that's about him, but I thought it was about the temperature, so I'm lost there too. But I'm like, leave it alone. Y'all don't have scenes together, and he don't want to talk to you. But obviously, you want to, now that the Zesty stuff is over, and now the real stuff is over, get back with him to start more drama. That's what I see it to be for the show, so you can still have some more scenes. What was the next scene? Was there any other? Oh, Lamont. Lamont has scenes with his girlfriend, and he's asking her different questions of, do you still want to be in a relationship with me and all that? I know that there's a lot of negativity when it comes to me and what people are trying to warn you about me and all that. Obviously, it's about his sexuality, which is bisexuality. In the black culture and probably other cultures. But look, if you like men in the slightest percentage, you're gay. You can't possibly like women and men. And also the gay culture does not get that either. Only a remnant of people understand that. So we get this tidbit of something that's been going on with Lamont and Rachel. The girlfriend asked, what was going on there? And before I go there, the girlfriend said, look, I knew that what we had going on beforehand, I knew what was up. And I was willing to I was willing to have fun with you, but then it turned into a relationship. So, hey, it is what it is at this point. But they asked about Rachel. Rachel calls Lamont like her hubby or something like that, like she does Robert Bray and all that stuff. And he's explaining, in the gay culture, they do have these play names for each other, da-da-da-da-da, but it's not serious, da-da-da-da-da. So in his confessional, he's talking about him and Rachel went to this party. and they maybe kind of sorta, and then I said, wait, maybe kind of sorta kissed, hugged and kissed. I said, no, Lamont, you're not telling the truth. You're not telling the truth. Obviously, something else happened, and you brought this to us, so you can't be mad if we're asking questions. Yeah. So okay, go Lamont. You have a storyline now. We get to Rio's event. Everything seems to be going well. The attire is that everyone dressed in black. It's still a pink party anthem. Seems like everybody does pink parties. But anyways, part of what the attire of the Reckless Dolls is what, pink and black. So it kind of coordinates. Now, possibly what I would have done, Rio, shout out to your party and what you have going on. Possibly say dressing all black with some type of pink accessory or whatever. We see the music entertainment. Lamont doesn't have much good feedback on it, whatever. So the group goes outside and they start talking about Rio's food. And first it was some people were hungry, and Jet said that Rio was still cooking up food. It's coming out, da 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 da. And then it was interpreted that he's warming it up. The mother's asking, is he still making the food or he's just warming it up? What's going on? The mother is dressed with the veil on like she's at a funeral or whatever. And it's in what she says in representation that some people are dead to her. Which I'm like, why are we being this dramatic? And you're showing up to cast events, being divisive, and it's cool that you don't like people. I get it. But you're doing all this for what? I don't know. I don't dislike Mother, but at the same time, you do a lot. Y'all say Zesty do a lot, but she does a lot. Also. No, I'm sorry. So Zesty go back and tells Rio about people are being shady towards his food and all that, da 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 da. Because they mentioned some cupcakes that they said were from Walmart. Rio gets out there and basically said, what was said? Because, one, I don't appreciate y'all saying all this stuff. Like, it probably would have been different if maybe afterwards y'all said something. I mean, it still would have been shady. But, I mean, while the function is going on, you just go outside and start talking about whatever. But anyways, Rio just confronts them. And then now nobody has nothing to say. Basically said, we were just kikiing out here, da 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 da. We ain't had nothing really to say. Robert Bray came forward and kind of admitted to what he was saying. Jayla does step forward and say, I said this about your chicken and da 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 da, and that was it. Leave me out of it. But nobody was really stepping up. Now, I did find it funny, Chloe, and I love you. You were in your confessional, and in the next scene, now talking mad cash-ish about real stuff. It is what it is. Da 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 da. We wasn't. That's just like somebody now trashing your shirts. I don't get it. And Rio was like, don't come over here trashing my stuff. I'm coming here supporting you guys, da 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 da. I'm doing everything I can and all this other stuff. But I feel like people really cowered down to Rio and couldn't stand in their ish because they knew that Rio was about that life. That's my opinion. Rachel sitting up here now trying to put the blame on Zesty for even saying something to y'all, saying something to Rio. She's not really making sense when she's talking. Like, y'all getting heated and saying a bunch of nothing. To say that you thought that the chicken was cold and trash or not. Or leave it on the playground. But they're saying that they were saying something about the last event. What was the last event? That's what I want to know. But anyways, people have a problem with Zesty running back things. And Mother is the main one that's upset. Why? Because that's all you do. That's all you do. So I don't get that. I don't understand. I guess Chloe didn't know that you were running around telling folks about what Chloe had done. But we know that Chloe has been exonerated for that car theft, Mother. But you sit up here hanging with this person in the next scene as if you hadn't been gossiping about her. I said, wow. That's interesting to me. Anyways, we get to the last scene. Oh, we did find out that Donnie was invited, Glenn was invited, and Mother was invited. Those three weren't invited beforehand. And the ones that weren't exclusively invited beforehand, if Rio invited them later, they got to pay. I guess it was like $20 or something. When Rio said that, Donnie asked, could he come? I said, oh. And you did it. And that's cool. But in this scene, this next scene, What is going on? I'm trying to really find out. Because one minute y'all saying, okay, Donnie needs to show up. It's not fair that he's not being able to be invited here, da 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 da. Rio lets you come. Then you get there with Chloe and Mother, and now saying, oh, it's too soon. I don't think I need to be around. But you were just upset that people weren't inviting you places. That is not making sense to me, Donnie. That's not making sense. They talked about Zesty, and of course I already said, Mother, you do it too. Does Zesty do a lot at this point? Yeah. It was fun and cute. Now it's getting a little bit too much. I will say that much. So they bring up a tweet, or whatever, a post that Rio made. And it's the sign of that Mexicans are ninjas too. And at this point, all the people that are black folks are highly offended. I will tell you this much. I don't agree with that. Do I have a problem with it? Yes, that sign, because we don't have the same struggle. We have a lot of situations that are happening in America to a lot of what people call minorities. I don't call myself a minority. I don't care. But the people of color do. I do feel like that there is a hierarchy within America, and always the black folks are at the lowest of the totem pole. That's how I feel. Now there's this righteous indignation, this fire underneath the black folks on this show that we got to get him together. When y'all treated what Donnie said like it was nothing, and people need to get over it, there needs to be a learning lesson and all this stuff, and then now, as I said, I think I said, but whatever, multiple people are wrong. But a lot of people don't want to take accountability. Donnie, you've been flip-flopping all season on it. Now you're going back to, see, he said it was a joke, but I said it was a joke, and y'all wouldn't take all that. But then you went into this woe is me. Back in Oklahoma, when I was 9, they talked about my forehead. And that's a racial thing. That's not, I've never heard of that. That must be an Oklahoma thing. A lot of the fans are treating you like some victim, now MVP hero. For what? Because you apologized. That was big of him to say that. What do you mean? He was wrong. And he said some bigotry stuff. So it's quite crazy. Do I agree with the sign? No. Am I highly upset with Rio? No. Because all y'all wrong. But some reason y'all, the black folk on this cast, want to be superior and like, yeah, we got you. You know, you couldn't really get Rio and Zesty and Jet to stop how they felt about what Donnie was doing. Y'all really couldn't do that. Y'all just wanted it to go away. You know, like white people do. When black people talk about what their struggle is and how they feel discriminated against. Mm-hmm. So now you feel like you have a one-up and y'all about to dogpile them. I know it. I know it's going to happen. I haven't even seen the episode. I don't know anything. I know y'all about to dogpile them. And now you act like now it's time for the black voices to be loud and proud about discrimination. But you couldn't do that for this brother here. So there's a lot of hypocrisy. Yes, Donnie, and it comes from you. You are a flip-flop ass bitch. I don't even cuss, but you are. And it's good that you got people on your side, but you are wrong as two left shoes. And now you flipped the story again about what your attention on and what you said to Zesty about Mexicans getting deported. So, am I going to be too mad at Rio? No. It was wrong. Yep. Y'all going to have to face up to what's going on the show and how y'all actually view people. Our struggles are different. We have different, as I said, different situations that kind of put us in the same boat. But no, our struggle is not that. But that's all I do have. You know, we got to move on from this, and hopefully very soon. But it does seem like there's a divide, and there is this plan to get the Mexicans off the show. All I got to say, Donnie, if you're successful in getting the Mexicans off the show, and the folk, and it all be all black, the target's going to be back on you, sir. Because the first thing they're going to ask, why are you dating just Hispanic men? Watch it. Watch it happen. You claim all this blackness, black, but we're not good enough for you to have sex with? Because for some reason you will screw Hispanic, but also be discriminating against them. What is that? You are a bigot towards them, but you will screw them. What's up with that? What's up with that? You have a Hispanic stepmom, and you're still disrespectful. So I don't get it. That's all I got. Like this video, subscribe, and you can leave your comments below. Until the next one, peace.